Okay.
But I do like the fact that you were kind of frozen in this
I
position.
know. It was really weird. It looked like I had a small hand. There we are. All right, cool. So the audio's still not synced up yet. We'll work on that next week.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's weird. All right, so to football finally. 20 minutes in.
Yep.
Eric Ebron removed from the Week 2 injury report, so he's going to be there for your Steelers. Speaking of which, I saw a great thing. Let's see if I can find it because I don't want to say it wrong.
Your flashlight's on, bro. Oh, your flashlight's on.
Oh. Well, that's no
On your
good.
phone.
So Robbie sent me this the other day, and it is pretty awesome.
What is it about? What?
It's about the somebody from the Browns sent something.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to put my password on the camera. So let's see if I can find it. Speak among yourselves while I look for this.
Well, I'll just go through the.
Oh, here it is right here.
Oh, okay.
So a guy sent to Brown's Twitter, says, like, I know you guys lost, but is there any chance Owen can get a jersey? And the Browns respond, let's do it. Owen who? And the dude's like, 0-1. Let's go Steelers. Brilliant. And then the next thing is you've been banned
Blocked.
from Cleveland
So
Browns.
good. That is so good.
And
man.
he just casted it out and just played it gently and then began reeling them in.
Yep.
Let's do it. Owen who?
0-1.
Oh.
Go Steelers. That is savage.
I love it. That's exactly the word I used.
Yeah, that is savage, man. Great.
Savage
Good
for
that.
both of them.
Good for that guy for burning. Do you see the guy who got the Taliban with these nuts? Yeah, that was a really good one too. Yeah, he got him on Twitter.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So Jonnu Smith is questionable for Week 2. He's got that hip. But they have Hunter Henry there in New England, so it should be all right.
Yep.
Keelan Cole, questionable for Week 2, as is Jameson Crowder with the groin issue for Week 2 against the Pats.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mentioned on the Wednesday show, Dwayne Eskridge has a concussion, doubtful for Week 2 now. Did you see what Gruden said when a reporter asked him, because Josh Jacobs is out for Week 2?
Yep.
The reporter asked him, so, can you tell me about the opportunities that Kenyon Drake has because Josh Jacobs is out? And Gruden said, paraphrasing, I'm really excited about the opportunities for Peyton Barber. We really like Peyton Barber.
You know what that might mean? Nothing.
It might mean that, yeah, because, coaches rarely tell the truth. But to actually kind of just ease Kenyon Drake under the bus like that.
That is pretty funny.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure he wasn't going for funny.
I mean, who knows? It would be amazing if he was going for funny, and just give him a savage jab. What if they're really close friends?
Right, and he was just trolling him.
Yeah,
It's
but probably
possible.
no. You're almost certainly right. He wasn't.
But the news story is NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports that Barber is expected to have some lead back duties.
Some
in
of
Week
the
2.
lead back duties. What does that even mean? You know what it means, Kevin?
He's going to get some carries.
It's going to be a committee.
Right.
And what it means for you is I wouldn't start either of those guys. And unfortunately, if you have Josh Jacobs, you're just going to have to sit him on the pine for a week.
Right. You're not going to play either of those guys in
Jacobs was
of
barely
Jacobs.
playable the other night.
If not for the 2 touchdowns,
Right,
he would have
been terrible.
He would have been Saquon Barkley without the long run.
Ooh, well, Barkley did. You know what? The long run made me feel better. I was like, there he is.
Well, it made him not be a complete bust in Week 1.
Sure, but at the same time,
Actually, Week 2.
Week
sorry.
2. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm more worried about long term, right?
Sure.
I get he's coming back. It's going to be a few weeks, I think. But seeing him break one, I was like, there he is.
Yeah, still got it.
Yep, there he is.
I really want to see a lot out of him, dude. He was really kind of just watching him, go take a handoff and go into the line, even though there's not a hole there.
Yeah.
What he would do 2 years ago versus what we saw him do on Thursday, it's a different back, dude. It's like Gurley after the knee injury.
He'll be back. I
hope so.
I think he'll be back. Yeah.
Well, we see Adrian Peterson come back, and after 2 games, he's like, I can't take this knee brace. Take it off and run for 2,000 yards. Right?
Yep.
We saw Gurley have his arthritic knee issues and was never the same back. Whether it was because he was, just treating that knee gingerly, or because there was an actual limitation.
Right.
But the thing is, it doesn't really matter. The result is the same. That the guy's not the same.
I
back.
think it's going to be a few weeks.
Maybe.
Before he's 100%.
Until he 100% doesn't even think about the knee when he takes a handoff.
But the other thing is, they're 0-2, man. They got to do something. And they need to get their best playmaker.
So Owen's going to get a Giants T-shirt too?
He is. They need to get him more involved in the offense. They have to. He's one of their best weapons, if not their best weapon.
Well, the funny thing is I saw somebody posted on Twitter, and if I remembered your name, I would absolutely 100% give you credit for this. But basically said Lamar Jackson, 22 for 35, 250 yards and a touchdown, no picks, 9 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. That Lamar Jackson is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then under that is the Daniel Jones, 22 of 35, 250 yards, a touchdown, no picks, 9 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. That Daniel Jones just isn't very good.
He's just not very good.
Not very good. So it's really the same stat line. It's the perception of the player that makes the difference.
Also, if Danny Jones is that guy, then cater your offense around that guy.
Sure.
Right? Which Baltimore totally does.
They absolutely did that to the detriment of every receiver that plays there for the most part. So, but dude, Dimes actually looked really good.
He did.
And he had a 58-yard run that was called back due to some ghost holding that I couldn't quite see.
Yep. He's a dangerous guy when he gets in the open field. He is.
He's fast for sure. Yeah. If he's not grabbed by the turf monster on the way by.
Well, that happened once.
Well, that's all it takes. Dude. Mark Sanchez only had one butt fumble.
That's true, but he's the butt fumble guy now.
That's right. So yeah, it's I'm not saying play the guy going forward, but I'm kind of regretting letting him go in Dynasty.
You know what? I certainly wouldn't play him in my next start, but probably belongs on a roster.
Yeah.
You know, and if he keeps putting up rushing numbers like that, I play him.
Well, I think he's going to have to because, there's not a whole lot
Not
else
if they give the
on.
ball to Saquon.
Well,
anyway.
When you have that skill set, the offensive coordinator should game plan around being able to do some of those runs. And they did. I did see some plays that were design runs.
Yeah.
But, it's I wouldn't say that's his forte. And he can also.
Right.
So
sure.
Anyway, Paris Campbell has an abdomen injury. He's questionable for Sunday. Michael Pittman Jr. Has an ankle that's just questionable for Sunday as well. So 2 Colts wide receivers out.
I guess Pascal's back on the menu, boys.
Guess he is. Be on the lookout for those guys being out. And, well, even if they're not out, Pascal still did. Sorry about that. Had a good game.
Yes, he did. He had a
Jamal Williams is limited in practice yesterday due to his chest. What are you chuckling about?
This dude in the chat says Sanchez legit got taken out by that ass, to be fair.
He absolutely
did. He did get taken out by that ass.
Because, he was a playoff quarterback, took the Jets, deep into the play. And after, it was years later that the butt fumble happened.
No, I think he's talking about the actual play.
Oh, he was injured in that play.
No, I'm just saying he just got murked by that ass.
Yeah, but really the career was over at that point.
It was.
And the butt fumble just kind of sped the train down the track. DeAndre Swift, with his groin, limited to practice yesterday. We'll see what happens for him tomorrow. A lot of people are high on that dude, and I would be as well if he was anywhere other than Detroit.
Sure.
Honestly.
Yep. No, that hurts him.
Oddly enough, Deshaun Watson inactive for week 2.
Yeah, who saw that coming?
Marquise Brown has an ankle. He's questionable. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we got. Josh Jacobs, toe and ankle, ruled out for week 2. Yeah, we do have a lot of questions here.
Let's just do something.
And we did spend a lot of time, dealing with the issue.
Everybody knows the damn news. You don't
do
need
they?
us to read the news.
Well, I'm learning stuff as I go through here.
And about anyone you care about?
Zach Ertz is not on the injury report. I like that.
Okay. Were you going to start him?
No, but I'm an Eagles fan, so go Birds.
All right.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So here's one that bothers me. It says the headline is Zach Moss's health contributed to Week 1 inactive status, but when they deactivated him, he was considered a quote unquote healthy scratch. So which one is it?
Yeah, it's stuff like that makes the NFL look at you askance because, like with Brady last year, he was playing on a torn ligament in his knee. Well, he should have been listed on the injury report then if there was a chance that knee is going to keep him out.
So apparently Moss has looked good in practice this week, and he will is on track to play. So I don't know what the health problem was.
I don't know
to become a healthy scratch, but that annoys me.
So yeah.
Anyway, all right.
You could have used him. People drafted that dude.
I drafted him. I mean, I probably wasn't going to start in Week 1.
No, you were not. All right, so let's go to the phone here. We do have questions on Reddit, on email, on Discord. We have a bunch of places, but the phone callers always come first. So if you want to get in the action, 650-733-8334. We go to the 626, wherever the hell that might be. Hello, caller. Hi, how are you?
What's up, fellas? This is Ross the Doc.
Hey, Ross
what's
the Doc.
up?
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Good. I hope you guys are good and family's good. Lyle, I think the time you took to respond to that letter shows a lot about your guys' character. So I appreciate
thank
you
you.
doing that.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I did it mainly for me, so. No, I'm just kidding, man.
No, I love that you know, I forget who made the comment, but you started off with, like, all criticism is good.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's an attitude that more people should have.
I wish more people had that attitude, man, but it didn't come quick, right? That's years of people criticizing the hell out of me. To just, I mean, you kind of have to develop thick skin, and take that stuff and filter out the nonsense to stuff that you can actually benefit from.
Yeah, the odd thing is that over the years, and we mentioned a lot how long we've been doing this, is that I get criticism too, but like I get a quarter of the criticism Lyle gets.
Yeah, I do. I get a lot of
and
criticism.
that makes me so happy. Just that, if somebody's going to be attacked,
Well,
chances are good it's going to be him.
To
Which
be
is
perfectly
great.
fair, right? To be fair.
To be fair.
You guys, meaning the listeners, like you develop a relationship with us that we don't have with you, right? So you know me as this character that I play on the show. Not that I'm.
It's him. It's
Not that I'm
100% him.
Not that I'm considerably different outside of this, but that's who I am when I'm joking around and I'm having a good time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not who I am like all the time. I'm not like this complete jerk that walks around and makes fun of everybody, right? I make fun of people I love, So anyway, that's all right. I make fun of a lot of people.
I've been obviously listening to you guys a long time, and I was in the old forum and whatnot. And I have to mention that your current production is at an all-time high.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Mugwump said the other night that the podcast this year has been zazzy.
Zazzy?
A little more zazzy.
I don't even know what zazzy is as an adjective.
I don't know either, but
It reminds me of jazzy, which would be like jazz hands.
yeah, we could.
Are we jazz hands?
I don't even know how to jazz. Am I doing it right? I don't
There's
know.
sassy, there's jazzy, there's zesty. But what is zassy?
There's pizzazzy.
I don't know what that means.
No, I think maybe the fact that we on Wednesday now we record the show and we do it on maybe the video aspect of it.
I don't know.
Kind
Yeah,
of
but that's
livens
pure
us up a bit.
speculation. I need to know what Mugwump means by zazzy.
Well, if you show up in an Among Us game, you get access.
I gotta keep you guys wanting. Anyway, dude, we're just babbling. You called us, so go ahead and talk.
So, yeah, what's up? Hello, he dropped. Call back, Ross, and we'll get you back in,
that
dude.
sucks. What happened? Did he get cut off, or we got another call?
No, we don't.
All right, let's read some emails.
So you want to do emails? I got Reddit up.
I got emails. I got Reddit. I got Discord.
All right, let's do Reddit
pick,
first.
Pick your poison. Okay,
Three
Reddit
hit
first.
wonder says, "Hey guys, can you give me your gut instincts on who you would start, given what I'm working with here now that I lost Gus? I should have gotten cute last week.
No.
Standard scoring, except no penalty for turnovers. QBs get no passing or rushing yardage points until they pass for 300. That's weird. So that just basically takes.
They get no passing or rushing,
Yeah. So basically, quarterbacks are extraordinarily devalued.
unless they get a lot. Like Jameis Winston might be the best quarterback in your league this year.
No, for touchdowns
He's
only.
He's always going to throw for more than 300 yards, though.
Not this last week.
No, he didn't. That's true. But you
threw
do get touchdowns. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if he can get 5 every week.
Yeah.
Anyway, until they pass for 300 points, so 6 points, then combined rushing, passing for every 100 yards over 300 points is another 6 points.
Okay.
Seems weird to me, but so it's one quarterback, a wide receiver, tight end, flex, a running back, 3 flex wide receiver, tight end, running backs. Sounds like a weird league, bro. So quarterback, he's got Trevor Lawrence at Denver, Tua at Buffalo, available to pick up Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Garoppolo, Tyrod Taylor, and Wentz. Dude, you've got...
Oof.
I would replace both of my starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Right now. I would pick up I would pick up probably Tyrod, dude, at this point.
Yeah.
Because he had a really good game, and he's always been a good quarterback. I don't trust Garoppolo. I'd pick up Darnold.
For sure.
I'd play Darnold and Tyrod if you can play,
And if you have a spot, I'd probably sit either Wentz or Garoppolo at the back end of it.
Yeah. I mean, we generally don't carry as a rule for ourselves.
I have 4 in our main money league,
Well,
but
that's
I'm waiting
odd.
for things to shake out.
Yeah, and if you're not convinced you have the guy, then you have to play the
Well,
odds.
I have Josh Allen, right, and I drafted Jameis Winston. Then I took a flyer on Trevor Lawrence, right, just to see what would happen.
Well, it's a keeper league, so
Right. And then on the back 9 of that, when, just before Cam got booted, I picked up Mac Jones as a goof because I had an extra spot.
Sure.
So I'm waiting for things to shake out. I'm not going to carry 4.
No, I generally have two. And sometimes in leagues I only have one.
Right.
Like I'm in a league that I had the beard in.
Yeah.
So now I just got one, and I'm like, okay, for the other quarterback for the bye week, I'll just stream.
Yeah.
Ross, I see you, dude. When we get done with this question, I'll get back in on
We'll
you.
get back in.
So yeah, I mean, I would pick up Darnold or Tyrod and play one of them this week instead of Lawrence and Tua. That, that's craziness. And it would probably be Darnold
Yeah.
this week. So Aaron Jones is at Detroit, Chris Carson at Tennessee, Tyson Williams at KC, and Mike Davis at Tampa Bay.
So he gets 1 running back, 1 wide receiver / tight end, and 3 flexes.
Right, so he could potentially play 4 running backs here.
We're not going to, but yes.
No, I would. I'd play 2. I'd play Aaron Jones and Chris Carson and come back and try to fill the
Maybe
flexes
talk
in.
about Mike Davis, but
Right.
yeah. Our wide receivers are going to be Diggs and Robinson.
Yes, what's 1, 2?
Deontay Johnson's probably another flex.
Right, so that's 3.
Now we have to choose between Davis, Debo, Tyler Boyd, and Jalen Waddle.
And that's we only have 1 spot left, right?
So maybe if Mike Davis was playing anyone other than Tampa,
Yeah, I'd probably throw Debo in there.
yeah, probably Debo. But against Philly though, I don't know who their defense is.
Well, we saw. I think McLeod will be back this week too at safety
Yeah.
spot. So we saw Matt Ryan have a really hard time once the Eagles shifted. In the beginning of the middle of the second quarter, they really didn't have much success going downfield. So
I might play Boyd against Chicago here.
Boyd didn't do anything. Debo had a big week. No,
yeah,
I don't
true.
want to chase Debo's points from last week, but we saw Debo do really well, and we've seen Debo do really well. Tyler Boyd is a steady Eddie. He's not really a guy who's going to bust out. In my last flex spot, I'm going to shoot for the moon, and I'm going to play Debo.
All right, fair enough.
He says, your mediocrity is appreciated. Well, whether it is or isn't, it's going to continue. I suggest you let that one marinate.
You marinate.
That's a Letterkenny reference.
I got it.
We like Letterkenny a lot. All right, let's go back to Ross and see what's up with
Yeah,
that.
let's see what he fell
So
off.
did you hang up on us, or what, bro?
I hung up. Yeah, I apologize. I hung up because I had an unexpected appointment with the California Highway Patrol.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you get pulled over?
I did.
Dude, why? Oh my, that would have been epic.
You
should
should've
have
let
just
that
set the
roll.
phone down. Oh, that would have been so amazing. Did you get in trouble for talking on your phone?
Guy, no, I was speeding.
Oh.
The guy was very cool. He's like, I'm just out here trying to keep people safe and slow down, be safe, have a good day.
Oh, that's cool.
So he didn't ticket you.
Occasionally, it's been like that.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. So I was going to say that you're done awfully fast. In my limited ticketing experiences, it's a good 20 minutes.
It's a lengthy process.
Yeah, because you're not just going to pay
Yeah.
money; you're going to pay time, and you're obviously going fast because you're trying to get somewhere. So it's money.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it's
I kind
time.
of let him know there's some urgency to where I'm trying to get, and
Yeah.
your side, dude. And he was like, okay, cool. Go about your business, but just be a little slower.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Hey.
Thank you, officer.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
I've
right.
had enough unfavorable experiences with law enforcement, like growing up black in LA and like the riots time and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like karma owes me some of these.
You know what's funny is I didn't grow up black in L.A. But
Or black anywhere for that matter.
true. But I grew up in a town where the law enforcement literally had nothing to do, and they were they were rough with us.
Well,
They gave us a hard time. We were knuckleheads.
To be
sure.
fair, you were breaking the law quite a lot.
Of course, but so was everybody else. But anyway, but I'll never forget the first time when I turned like, I don't know, 22, 23, something like that. First time I got pulled over and a cop called me sir. And I was like, whoa.
Lyle at the time was working with me at a credit card bank, and he was wearing a suit.
I was wearing a suit, and the cop was like, hey, sir, well, and he was like really nice to me. And I was like, this is weird.
Clothes make the man, Lyle.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And, and I mean, from then on, I really haven't had too many bad experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. I remember that shift when I was no longer the punk kid anymore. And yeah, the guy called me sir. Thought it was, he still gave me a ticket.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he felt bad about it, I'm sure.
Right, but he didn't pull me out of the car. He didn't.
Years before that, when you roll down the window and the smoke billows out, and
I don't know what
you got loud music playing and your hair's down to your ass. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be judged.
I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't either. I never had any issues with the police.
Sorry.
Back in Milford, Delaware,
We're
in the
talking
70s.
about us again.
Yeah, we do that.
Anyway, how can we help you, Rasta?
Number one, Rasta, sorry about issues that you had with police in the past. Happy that there was, a tick of redemption today with that cool dude.
Yeah, man, good for you.
You're in good shape today.
Appreciate it, guys.
I thought he dropped again.
I'm calling for your mediocre.
Yeah,
your
okay.
mediocre advice about just my my early season antics.
Okay,
right.
we're ready.
So I play in 2 leagues. The league that I really care about is the one you guys helped me win last year.
Nice.
So, I'm pretty good over there.
All right.
And the other league is a Yahoo half PPR. And when Gus Edwards went down, man, the Ravens are cursed.
Yes, they are.
Oof,
Yes, they are.
bad business. When Gus Edwards went down, I immediately went to the Gus Edwards owner and traded him Jonathan Taylor for Stephon Diggs, straight up.
Okay.
So I gave him Jonathan Taylor, and I got Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So now my team is Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, and Amari Cooper.
Oh, wow.
Right? I have those 4. Yeah, I have those 4 wide receivers, but I can only play 3. And I have Aaron Jones as my number 1 RB. My attitude is like, well, I'll fill in that RB2 slot I gave up. I think Leonard Fournette's in there right now.
Okay.
All right, so this week, I offered the Herbert owner, Keenan Allen, for Chris Carson straight up.
Okay. I don't hate it.
I want to get your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, I don't hate it. You still have.
I'm like, I have 4 wide receivers, but I can't play them. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, something's going to happen to one of them, and you got bye weeks, and so you'll definitely rotate through them. You can play matchups with them, and they're all good. But you definitely need help in that RB2 spot. Fournette's probably not horrible. But he's at the bottom of the barrel of an RB2 that I would be comfortable starting. Obviously, Carson is a massive upgrade.
Sure.
As long as he's healthy. So I don't hate that trade. If you pull the trigger and he accepts, I'd be pretty happy with it.
Well, the thing is, you're always going to be able to find a receiver to play. It may not be great points for you, but there's always going to be somebody on the wire that you can plug in there that's going to play and maybe get 5 to 10 points.
For sure.
Running backs are a lot harder to get, we know.
They are.
So if you can get Carson for your 3rd best wide receiver, maybe 4th best wide receiver, then yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I started to get a little bit nervous about trying to get off the waiver, someone to sit in that. It's impossible to predict, who's going to unexpectedly blow up. And I'm looking at the waiver wire who am I banking on for this RB2 spot?
Yeah, the RB wire right
give me
now is very, very thin, but it's only 1 week. After a couple weeks, somebody will emerge, but then can you get that guy? And depending on your league situation, you might not even have a chance, and et cetera, et cetera. So securing people through trades is always better because you get the guy that you want.
I just had J.D. McKissick blow up my bench, but I would have never thought to put that dude in my RB2
Not
spot.
only that,
he had 0.8 points in week 1.
Right, but not only that, but he did that. You know that he's capable of doing it now. Do you feel comfortable starting him next week? No.
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 Right.
Well, he did well on your bench because he got a touchdown.
Right. It's the
That's
thing
pretty
is,
much it.
Yeah, he's not the focal point of that offense, right? And even from a running perspective, it's Antonio Gibson. It's not even close. Now, he'll get his touches. I mean, again, he was the most targeted running back in the league last year. But again, he's also at the bottom. He's probably not even an RB2. He's a flex running back in a half PPR. In a full PPR, maybe he's an RB2, but it's still pretty low. I like Carson a lot. When he's healthy and he's on the field, he's fantastic. I would have no qualms about trading Keenan Allen for him, especially because you have 3 other dynamite receivers there.
Agreed.
Oh, I appreciate the advice, guys.
No problem. That's what
You
we
got
do.
it.
Hey, did what's his name? Did what's his name reach out to you?
Who's that?
These nuts.
Yeah.
That's the Snoop Dogg version. Hey, did what's his name get that to you yesterday? These nuts. Yeah, that's good, man. That's old school. That's from the Chronic. All right, man.
Which remains my favorite hip hop album of all time.
It's probably the greatest.
Yeah.
Certainly
Yeah,
old
how
school
could
hip
it
hop.
not be?
Yeah, the Chronic that changed rap.
It did. It was a
Completely
pivot
changed.
at that point.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, because you had the whole '80s crazy stuff, and NWA was doing some dynamite stuff, and then Ice Cube broke off from that. But nobody saw Dre.
Dude, I
coming.
probably listened to the Chronic like all, from soup to nuts, D's nuts, at least a couple times a month.
Oh, dude, I love that album.
Man,
I
it's
love
great.
it. Yeah, I
Nothing
love
but a G thing is
Yeah.
like
It's one of the.
It's
one
as
of-
good as it
One of
gets.
the greatest tracks ever. Yeah.
love it. Hey, well, thanks for taking us down that trip down memory lane. man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. All right, Ross. So don't be a stranger this
All right,
season,
man.
man.
Good.
Yep. And slow down, sir.
Absolutely.
Be
I'm
safe
doing
out
my
there.
best here. Good luck to you guys.
You too, buddy.
Tomorrow.
Yep. You too,
Thank
man.
you.
Have a day.
All right, man.
Right, late.
All right.
Yeah, it's funny. These nuts.
Yeah, some Alabama player was being interviewed, and it was obviously a press room situation, and some reporter asked about his relationship with Nick Saban and how Nick is,
Right.
blah blah blah.
Right.
He's like, yeah, it's all good. It's kind of weird, Basically, it's like, he likes to tell jokes. He'll come out with like, touch D's and suck on D's, and you hear somebody in the back go, no. like the press secretary's like, oh my God, and they're probably back there,
Yeah, tell them cut 'em
cutting
off.
their neck off,
Yeah.
that was fun. He was like, well, I gotta go, folks.
That's hilarious.
So Nick is out there on the practice field. Hey, suck on D's.
Oh,
Beautiful.
man. It's so good.
Saban with D's nuts jokes.
I'll allow it. We going back to the
Hang
questions?
on, I think this is wait. Yeah, so we got no. It was the call-in studios kind of made it look like Ross was calling back.
Oh, okay. All right. Big Bolas, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Hit that one. Half peeper.
Yep. Please, Chosen, my number 3 wide receiver. Or is it Chosen? I don't know. Anyway, your D. Smith, that would be our D. Smith, at San Francisco versus San Francisco's Ayuk. Philly Shark.
There was another one, too, right?
Yeah, or Chark at Denver. So it's D. Smith versus Frisco, Ayuk at Philly, Clark versus Denver. Can only choose one, huh? Number 3. Chark had a pretty good week. Ayuk did not, and Smith had a pretty good week.
Playing down Devonta Smith.
Yeah, against Frisco's defense having some issues. They
Well,
lost
their
Vanette.
their line is really good.
Their line is awesome, but we have a mobile quarterback. And Smith is a great route runner, and they lost their best CB. So
I'd play Smith.
yeah, I think you got him in the right order there. Even
As
though
do I.
I really do like Chark.
I like Ayuk, too.
I do. Ayuk, they're bringing him slowly back from his hamstring issues, so we saw not much from him last week.
Yeah.
Who knows? When they're going to take the training wheels off, so we'll see. Also, I need a flex as Jacobs has a rough matchup. Jacobs is out.
He's
dude.
out now.
So Gordon the third, that's Melly Mel versus Jacksonville. T. Williams at KC or any of the wide receivers above.
So I have this exact same problem, and I stuck Gordon in there.
Yeah, I have no problem with Gordon. The perception is that it's going to be Javonte Williams' job, blah blah blah. Williams out carried Gordon last week, but Gordon still had the better day.
He had like an 80-yard run or something too, or something. He had like a 70-yard run.
Yeah, those
but
count.
that count.
Yeah.
So
Now, whether or not Gordon's going to be able to maintain that
this is also
50-50
Jacksonville.
share.
Not exactly the most stout defense in the league.
Yeah, and sure, absolutely.
So I'll take that matchup.
So Joshman 3232 says, "Hey guys, happy week 2. Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Pick 2 standard scoring non PPR: Najee Harris versus Vegas, James Robinson at Denver, Sanders at Frisco."
Much as it pains me, I think you have to sit Sanders.
Uh,
Non PPR. Harris was on the field for every snap with Pittsburgh, I think.
Close, yeah, but he really didn't produce that much.
He didn't, but this is against Vegas. They were playing Buffalo. Buffalo's got a good D.
They do. Well, they don't have the best run D, do they?
I would play Harrison and Robinson.
I would as well. There's a lot going on. We saw a lot of Kenny Gainwell.
Did.
And we saw Miles Sanders have a lot of his yardage and his whatever in garbage time, which counts.
Yep.
But I kind of want to see how that Philly backfield shakes up before I start sitting. What?
Dude in the chat, Derpeshmo just says, "Should I flex Icky Woods or Christian Okoye?"
Okoye, no question.
100%.
The Nigerian Nightmare. Yeah. Let's do it. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you here. Donrell says, "Hey guys, could you pick one of these for my flex spot in a standard? Antonio Brown at Atlanta, Eli Mitchell at Philly, Mike Davis at Tampa. Thanks as always for the mediocre advice." Dude, I gotta play AB.
Yeah, I'd probably play AB too.
Well, here's the thing about Mitchell, and we talked about this I think on the Wednesday show a little bit.
Wednesday.
Is that, and this came right from a report that Mitchell got the nod and Trey Sermon was a healthy scratch because Trey Sermon doesn't really play special teams. And they had Mostert, so they were going to go with him and spot the guys in as necessary. But now with Mostert out, Trey Sermon is a full participant for this Sunday's game.
Right. So.
And you have to assume that maybe Mitchell's going to be part of it, but not as big a part of it as he was last week.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it shakes out.
How that all shakes out. Yeah, we're going to have to.
A lot of people spent a lot of their fab on Mitchell thinking he's the guy, but
could very well not be the guy. Not only that, but I picked this guy up in a couple leagues. They signed Kerryon Johnson to the practice squad.
Yeah.
Now, he had a hard time staying healthy in the offseason. Apparently, he failed a physical and, he was on the Eagles for a minute. But if he gets healthy and they promote him, he'll definitely eat into that workload too.
He's a good running back.
Yeah, and
plus they have JaMychal Hasty, who has proven himself to be at least somewhat competent.
For sure, I picked him up in a league too.
And they have Jeff Wilson coming back off of injury in later in the year, November, I think they said.
Right.
So the running back room there is pretty crowded.
Yeah.
I think I said at one point they probably had to pull a chair in from the wide receiver room just to
sit everybody down,
just to be able to give everybody a seat. Okay, Thunderscore says, "Hey, wide receiver question in a half-point peeper. Currently has Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, and Debo at Philly in. On the bench is Chark and Mike Williams. He'd like to get Williams in there, but can't make a solid case for taking any of my current starters out. Thoughts?"
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to sit Jefferson. You're not going to sit A.J. Brown, and Debo just blew up.
I mean, the only person you could swap him out for is Debo.
Yeah. And really look at it this way. It's your third wide receiver, okay? You want the most points you can get from everybody, to be sure, but your third wide receiver, is always going to be your dice roll. Debo, I think, is the obvious choice, really, because of what he did last week in his history. But Chark also had a good week, and Williams also had a good week.
Sure.
So whose quarterback do you trust the most? Do you trust Trevor Lawrence? Do you trust Justin Herbert? Do you trust Jimmy Garoppolo / Trey Lance? I'd stick with Debo, bro.
I'd probably stick with Debo, too, but if I was going to swap it, I would.
It would be Debo. It would probably be Mike Williams.
It would be Mike Williams.
Against Dallas's awful pass defense.
Yep.
There you go. So Mighty Tater Nuts, I love saying that name.
No,
Need a flex, no PPR, just but half point for passing, rushing, first down. Dude, I love the way people customize leagues. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Marvin Jones Jr., Brandon Ayuk, or Noah Fant.
He could also grab Peyton Barber for the wire.
Yeah, that's a little too cute for me at this point.
I honestly, any one of those guys is probably fine. I might play Marvin Jones there, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't play the tight end.
Yeah, but Fant is fine for a flex.
Sure.
I think.
I think Ayuk is going, as they say, they're going to bring him back slowly. Marvin Jones, he has consistently over the past, obviously week 1, he had a decent game. But last year he did well too. So, yeah.
I'd play Marvin Jones.
I absolutely would as well. Let's see what we got here. Last one, I think, on Reddit.
It is.
Biggie Smalls with numbers and letters. I love it. Pick all 1 point PPR. Pick the flex. Elijah Mitchell at Philly, Tyson Williams at KC, Darnell Mooney at Cincy, Damian Harris at Jets, Cortland Sutton at Jags.
Jeez, man.
Let's peel some of these guys off. We don't know what the running back situation is going to be for Frisco, so I take Mitchell out. I would take.
Do you?
Because if I'm going to play a running back here, it's going to be Damian Harris.
Okay.
Dude had like 26 carries.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of for a New England running back. Maybe that continues. He's clearly the best running back in town.
I think you already sold me on him. They're playing the Jets, too.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah, it's Damian Harris.
I was going to kind of go there. You could play Cortland Sutton against the Jags because it is a PPR, and I do like that. But it would be, for me, Harris and then Sutton and then a conglomeration of other guys I'm not going to play. Pick a flex, Elijah Mitchell at Philly, Tyson Williams at KC, Tim Patrick at the Jags, Melvin Gordon at the Jags. You go, Tim Patrick, what's he doing on the list? But here's the thing, Jerry Jeudy out for 4 to 6 for Denver, so Tim Patrick, who had success last year, takes that spot.
And he was good last week. Who was the second guy? Elijah Mitchell?
Tyson Williams.
Ah, yeah. That's right.
At KC.
I just want to look up all the matchups here. This is probably fairly close. I think I'd still stick with Melvin.
I'm thinking the same thing. For me, it's Melvin, then Patrick. And he's got him in reverse order of how I'd play them. Mitchell, Williams, Patrick, Gordon.
Yeah, I think I'd play Melly here.
Yeah.
Mel.
I picked the flex, Boyd at Bears, Jamal Williams at Packers, Crowder versus New England, Patrick at Jags, Mooney at Cincy. This one's a little more difficult. I like Patrick here. That's Tim Patrick. I also like Tyler Boyd against the Bears. Of course, Jamal Williams at the Packers might be a little bit of a revenge game there.
Yeah, he's a Detroit running back. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think it's Boyd. I like Mooney a lot. I like Patrick a lot. I like Jamal Williams when he's not in a Detroit uniform a lot.
Which is never going to be this year.
Right.
I liked him as a Packer.
Yeah, me too. But I'd play Boyd here.
Yeah, I think and that's who he listed first, and I think that, I think that's probably the go. Mm-hmm. Pick the flex. Callaway at Panthers. I'm sure that's Marquez Callaway. Javonte Williams at Jags. Tim Patrick. You're a big Tim Patrick believer, aren't you? You hit the wire, didn't you, bro? Tim Patrick at Jags. Mooney at Cincy. Also a big Mooney fan.
As am I.
I like Callaway at Panthers. That might be a little tougher. I like the Panthers D.
I would probably play Callaway. Javonte Williams would be the other one. I wouldn't play Mooney or Patrick. Mooney's questionable, by the way.
Yeah, and
although I like both of them, I like Javonte Williams slightly better, and he's got Jacksonville.
I like Patrick for the same reason, because it's a PPR.
Yep, I would play Callaway though.
Did he catch one of Jameis's 5 touchdowns last week?
Let me see. No. He caught one pass, targeted twice, 14 yards.
So I would not play him. There were 5 touchdowns to be had. He didn't catch one of them. He caught one pass.
Yeah, that was a weird game, though.
In that throw fest.
He completed 14 passes. It wasn't a throw fest.
Fair enough. It was a touchdown fest.
It was a touchdown fest.
Dude, I'm going to play Patrick in this spot.
Fair enough. I would play Williams or Callaway. I'd lean towards Callaway.
You passionate enough about that to throw a Finsky on it?
I'll take both of those players versus Tim Patrick, sure.
No. You said you were going to play Callaway. Would you put Callaway up against Patrick here?
Yeah, well, it's the first bet of the season. Why not? Let's do it.
All right.
I'm not overly confident about it.
And I'm not really confident in Patrick. So I have Tim Patrick.
And Marquez Callaway is for me. We'll see. Yeah,
The fact of the matter is, we're probably both going to get 4 points, and that'll be that.
I know, right? Yeah.
All right,
the last one is pick the flex, Devonta Smith versus Juju. Man, I want Juju to be the Juju that he was, and not the Juju that he is.
Well, until they get rid of Claypool and Harris, or Johnson rather, and bring back AB, he won't be that guy.
No. He's
the guy that gets the double. So, yeah, you're not going to get Juju like you used to have him. I'm going to play Devontae.
This is actually probably pretty close.
I think it is. I think it is relatively close.
Let's see. Juju was targeted 8 times last week, caught 4 for 52. Devontae Smith was targeted also 8 times, caught 6 for 71 and a touchdown. It's a dead heat, man.
It is close.
I'll play Devontae Smith, but I think this is very, very close.
Well, the thing that gets me here is that San Francisco's defensive backfield is hurt.
beat up. Yep.
Yeah. So, and we know that Smith is going to be targeted a lot. He's going to get. He had 6 catches last week, had a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. A lot of questions this week. Thanks for all the help, and I'm sure you're wondering why I have so much Mooney and Tim Patrick. I just realized myself how many shares I have of those players when I type those questions. Have a day.
You have a day, sir.
So there you go. That let me refresh here, but that might be it for the Reddit group.
Let's go over to emails then.
Yeah, do that.
We have Darlene who says, "Hello, gentlemen. Happy 2021 football season. Happy 2021 football season to you.
Thank you.
I was hoping to get some guidance from the mediocre guys. Well, you've come to the right place. All 3 teams are PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Team 1, leaning on Dak versus the LA Chargers or Stafford. Definitely Dak.
Hey, who is this?
Darlene. You got it?
Yeah.
The 2 running backs are Kamara and Montgomery. I think that's pretty solid. 2
Yeah.
running back or wide receivers are Ridley and Allen Robinson. Flex is Robert Woods at Indy or Chase or Corey Davis at New England. Do you recommend either of these over Ridley this week? No. I think
Woods.
I think Bobby Trees is pretty good. I like Jamar Chase a lot. I like Corey Davis too.
Yeah.
But I would stick with Woods at least one more week. Or these running backs, James Robinson versus Denver, Mike Davis at Tampa, Javonte Williams at Jacksonville. Do I like them over Bobby Trees? Well, if it was going to be one, you know what? I have a reason to sit Mike Davis, although he looked good when he had the football last week. But they're playing Tampa, so I can sit him. It would be between James Robinson, right, and Bobby Trees, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, you could make a case for all these guys, but I don't think it would be a better case than Robinson or Woods.
Let me do a little lineup analysis here. Okay, so Woods has Indy, Robinson has Denver.
No, I really like what Corey Davis did last week.
So do
but, rookie quarterback and all that. But, Davis obviously is a focal point of that offense, so I do like it.
Jermaine says he doesn't have time to call. We'll get to that question in a second.
We got your email, though, man. It's okay.
I think I'm sticking with Woods.
Yeah, I think so. You look at Chase, who's a good play, and you look at Corey Davis, who's a good play. They have rookie quarterbacks, whereas Woods has
right. I mean,
probably a guy who's going to be in contention for
normally though. Yes,
top quarterback of the year
for sure.
Top 5 to be sure.
Normally though, we'll start a running back over a wide receiver in the flex when we can.
We will.
James Robinson is it's probably fair. I think I would stick with Woods though.
I think I would as well. I just don't trust the Jaguars enough to take a chance.
Yep, agreed.
And it's a flex. It's for chance taking. But if you got a home run like Robert Woods, who could easily be one of the 2 wide receivers here,
yes.
And I'm not going to sit Robinson or Ridley for any of these people that are on the bench either. So
agreed. Team 2 quarterback is Russell Wilson. The running backs are John Taylor and Chris Carson.
Like it.
Those are solid. Wide receivers are Devonta Adams and Keenan Allen.
Those are fantastic.
Christ. Flex, Myers at the Jets or Robbie Anderson versus New Orleans or Corey Davis at New England or Antonio Brown versus Atlanta or Jamal Williams, A.J. Dillon, or James White. I would skip the running backs here again.
I'd play A.B.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. I'll tell you what, Robbie Anderson's calling my name too.
A little bit. Now, he only had 1 catch last week. Before it was for a touchdown.
It was a real good one.
It was.
But and Corey Davis, we mentioned him several times, but I think I would take Myers out and put AB in.
Last year we saw a little bit of AB. Obviously he contributed. I think he's going to contribute more this week. What did we see out of him last week? How many touchdowns?
5. It was 2.
Still, though, he was
good. He was good. And with the firepower that Tampa has, they can't cover him all. And AB, even though he's older, he still runs fantastic routes. He never relied on blazing speed.
He was never, because he didn't have it.
Right. He was just a great route runner, and he still is.
He has the shimmy.
Yeah.
He can get loose.
Right.
Which is what you
Team
need.
3 only have Tannehill. I think I should get a second quarterback.
Probably.
I'd like an opinion for a second for the rest of the season. Bridgewater, Roethlisberger, Tyrod, Winston, yes. Cousins, he's fine too. Mac Jones, Tua, Goff, Heineke. To be perfectly honest, any one of them is fine, but if I had to put them in any kind of order, it would be Winston's, Cousins, and then everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, we only saw 1 week out of Tyrod with Houston, but Tyrod did all right.
He is all right.
Right. But I think for me it would be, Winston, then I would probably go for Cousins or Bridgewater.
Yep.
I mean, you have a lot of choices here. And
But
chances
Winston
are
is a possible home run.
he is. Because, look at what he did last time he was a full-time starter. He threw for over, 5,000 yards?
I think
4,000, yeah.
It's 4,800 or something.
But he
know.
led the league in touchdowns
Yep.
and picks. But, I think Jameis can be a top 10 quarterback to be sure.
He threw 5 touchdowns last week. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'd pick him up.
Well, touchdowns are where quarterbacks make their money. They barely get anything for yards.
Right.
So most leagues, if it's a 4-point touchdown for a quarterback, you get a point for 25 yards. If it's a 6-point, you get 1 point for 50.
Right.
So either way, your toes are tapping. I like a 6-point with 1 point for 50 yards because I like 6-point touchdowns because that's how much.
Yeah, and he's the current NFL leader for passing touchdowns.
Yeah, so there you go.
After 1 week. Running backs, Eckler and Zeke. Keenan Allen and Cooper at wide receiver. Antonio Brown in the flex. You also have Brandon Cooks, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, and Marquez Callaway. Or Sony Michel, Damian Harris, Singletary at Miami. So I pick up a second quarterback for my roster. Who should I drop? I'm thinking Sony Michel or Callaway.
Well, I would probably drop, I don't know, Callaway. I wouldn't drop him.
Probably Michel.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see much out of him last week. It was the Henderson show, which it should be.
Yeah.
But, looking at who's available on the quarterback waiver wire, you don't have to rush it.
Yep.
You can see what shakes down this week. Week 1, everybody prepares for week 1. They've had, a week to prepare for week 2. So let's see how that looks.
Yeah.
If you end up with Tyrod Taylor, okay. If you end up with Goff, not as good, but okay. Did I get you?
That was funny.
You thought I was going to say okay. I didn't.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, Kevin. Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it for that email.
All right. I think we have one more email. Any calls?
No.
Okay. Charles says, "Hi, guys. It's your old pal, Charlie. How are you two doing in pandemic times?
What's up, Chuck?
Keeping it real. I was away from fantasy football for a little while, 2 seasons. Got pulled back this year as I always look to
Wait a minute, let me guess. You had a kid.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do that.
Look to use guys for help and look like less of an embarrassment in the league. But since I have been out for a while, I'm pretty rusty. I got mad love for you guys. We got mad love for you too, bro. So without further ado, here's the All-Star Dumpster Fire lineup. You decide. It's a 10-team standard league, by the way.
All right.
Quarterback is Baker Mayfield. Running back 1, Aaron Jones. Then Nick Chubb. Then Cooper Kupp. Then Justin Jefferson. So far, it's not a dumpster fire.
I like it.
Tight ends, Noah Fant. Flex, Josh Jacobs. That's going to be a hard no. Benches, Chase Edmonds, OBD, Chase Claypool, Mark Andrews at tight end. I also have waivers out for Sterling Shepard, Elijah Mitchell, and Latavius Murray. Please let me know who you think to start and where to improve. Thanks again, guys. You rock. P.S. What's the address to send you some local beers? We'll reply to the email with that. Yeah. There's some attachments here that are not too hard on the eyes.
I see this.
And there's quite a few of them.
Lady Fett.
That is really cool, actually.
I'm a big fan of that cosplay.
Yeah. Your only problem here is Josh Jacobs, right? And who do you replace here?
I don't see that as a problem. You put Chase Edmonds in there and you're happy.
Yeah, probably. I like Claypool too, but
I'm not sure I wouldn't throw Andrews in there instead of Fant, honestly.
Probably true as well. I think I'd play Andrews over Fant, and I think I would play Chase Edmonds because it's a standard over either of the wide receivers in the flex. And your photos are much appreciated, sir.
Yeah, we used to get photos all the time.
Yeah, we don't get them anymore. Whatever.
Well, that's okay. All right, let me look at this one.
It's fine.
Yeah, the under.
Yeah.
The under B is the thing.
Not too shabby. All right, we're heading over to Discord, Kevin.
Yeah, let's do that.
I got to pull it up. Sorry. Also, while you're pulling that up, let me look at because we had some in the chat room too.
If you want to, I can read Beerman's here.
Yeah, let me get through G-Main and then Mass Miami Law. Jermaine says, "Who do I start? Jamar Chase in the flex? Do I start Jamar Chase in the flex over CEH? No. Would you start Jamar Chase over Clyde Edwards-Helaire in a flex? I would not. Not yet, anyway. Maybe next week.
No, I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire should be a play every week, but in the Dynasty League, dude, I pulled him out this week in favor of somebody else.
Yeah.
Just because...
But is it a rookie wide receiver?
It is not.
In his second start?
No, it is not. Let me see who I actually did pull him out for, to give some context.
Mass Miami Law says Sanders or Higgins at flex, also calling it here Eagles route San Francisco. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I would play Sanders there, though, probably. It's non-PPR, I would definitely play Sanders.
Oh, wait, and on my computer, on my laptop here, I'm logged in as you, because you remember.
Oh,
I
yeah?
drafted for you
You
in
did.
this Dynasty
Well, you
League.
need to log out of that, bro. Get up out of my teams.
No, I'm going to be making some changes. So, no, dude, I took CEH out, and I put Mel Gordon in.
Okay. Well, it's a little bit different.
Or Chase Edmonds, so, yeah.
It's a little bit different than a rookie wide receiver in a second start.
And in the flex, I have Debo, so...
Yeah, I would stick with CEH in that situation.
Yeah,
so
I
go ahead
concur.
and read Beerman's now.
So Beerman says, "Hey fellas, and all you other cool mofos." That means you, G. Can't call in as I'm umpiring, but need help. First question: flex spot non PPR. You notice his tone of his emails and just him on the phone. He has a spring in his step, a little steam in his stride,
a little pep in his step
that he didn't have in previous years.
Yeah.
Just
I've noticed.
So the flex spot non PPR: Ronald Jones, Christian Kirk, or Tyson Williams.
Ronald Jones, Christian Kirk, or Tyson Williams.
Ronald Jones just recently named the starting running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I think he could be good.
Well, yeah, I think he's a good back. And I think the fact that they added Leonard Fournette basically killed his value.
It did.
That being said, I don't trust Tyson Williams enough yet because they have Latavius Murray there. I don't know if they've activated Bell or Freeman yet.
Yeah.
So, given the fact that there's, like an all-star legends team on the Ravens now. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Tyson Williams is going to be able to do. He looked good when he ran the other night.
He did.
But they sat him and put Latavius Murray in for 10 carries straight. So,
right.
I want a guy who's going to be playing the full 60, quite frankly. And I'm not sure that's going to be Ronald Jones, and I'm not sure that's going to be Tyson Williams, but I'm pretty sure when the offense is on the field, Christian Kirk is going to be out there. So that's the guy I'm throwing into the flex.
Fair enough.
Even though it's a non-PPR, we're probably going to get more yards out of Ronald Jones. So he would be my, choice 1A, but I still like the Kirk situation. Do you agree? You're going to go Jones.
I'm thinking. The thing about Christian Kirk, I agree with everything he said. I just Christian Kirk is playing against Minnesota, right? Which I would call an average matchup.
I think they have an average defense, so I think it's a good matchup for Arizona.
They have a lot of weapons in Arizona, man.
They do.
And obviously one by the name of DeAndre Hopkins, who's pretty good.
But the fact that Hopkins is there takes the pressure off of Kirk.
I am going to play Jones, though, because they're playing Atlanta.
That's fine. And I don't disagree with you enough to put a wager on it.
Yeah. Just because they're playing Atlanta. I mean, I think this is probably a toss-up because of the timeshare that Jones is going to be in and the fact that he put the ball on the carpet and couldn't get it out of his head last week. That's not a good sign because you're going to fumble the football as a running back in the NFL. You got to get over that.
Sure.
But Atlanta's defense is just bad, bro.
Yeah.
So, and I think Tampa's going to be up by a lot.
If a lousy team like the Eagles can drop a 30 burger on you.
Right. Oh, God. But I just think they're going to be up a lot and they're going to run the football a lot. So,
yeah. Don't disagree. I still like Kirk, though.
All right.
So, number 2, flex 1-point PPR, I guess Rondale Moore. Is that R. Moore?
Okay.
Who else would that be?
Richard
Ricky. Moore?
Yeah, old Ricky Moore.
Okay. Ayuk, Fournette, Latavius Murray, Damian Harris, or Jay Johnson from the Saints, the tight end wide receiver.
I would probably play Harris.
I'm
there.
playing Harris there.
Yeah.
Number 3, 2WB league. What would WB be?
Wide receiver.
2WB league.
Don't know.
With 5 points for passing touchdowns. I'm sure you meant to say QB.
That's it.
Because the Q is right next to the W.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, so 2 QB league, 5 points for passing TDs. Mahomes, Herbert, Stafford, or Teddy Two Gloves.
Well, Mahomes is one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd play Stafford.
I would too. And Herbert would be in the conversation. But they're playing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's pretty stout. I don't know if this just in.
I don't really think this is even that close.
Yeah. Number 4, flex, 1 point PPR, Kirk or Devontae Parker?
Kirk.
Yeah. And lastly, birds over the Niners as I smell a brown egg getting laid by my team. Have a day, guys, and all you other biatches. Hashtag fat bottom girls. Hashtag my ex is a
BFP?
BFP.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Oh, darn, number 3. Is it 2 quarterback league? Dope.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that, dude.
Learned how to
we
edit.
sussed that out.
Bruh. I don't know about birds over Niners. I think the birds are not as good as they looked last week, but probably
I think
for the
birds at
Niners,
homes.
too.
I think if it was in Frisco, might be a problem.
I think it's going to be a close game.
I do too.
Juicebox says, hi there. Appreciate all you do and your dedication to your craft.
Are you-
Also, hi, Lyle.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It's in the thread. So above Beerman, there's a week 2 thread. If you click that, it'll open up a side piece. This is where we were trying to get people to use this.
Yeah, they did not.
Anyway, he says, hey there, appreciate all you do and your dedication to your craft. Also, hi, Lyle. So that's your number 1, Juice. Quarterback. He needs, or question 1, he needs 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex, 2 more. Okay, PPR. Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs is out. Ingram, Singletary, Chuba Hubbard, Justin Jackson, Zach Moss. I'm assuming they're all on the waiver wire. So that's got to be Cook and Ingram.
Got to be.
Your wide receivers are Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, Tyler Boyd, Marquise Brown, Marvin Jones, Sammy Watkins. Well, Cooper and Deontay Johnson are your wide receivers. You can flex at least Adam Thielen. I wouldn't flex Singletary, and you can't flex Jacobs, so you're going to go with another wide receiver here, and his name is Tyler Boyd, Marquise Brown, or Marvin Jones.
You didn't even mention Sammy because you know it's not going to be him.
It's probably not Hollywood either. He's too hit or miss for me.
I would play Boyd.
I might play Marvin Jones.
I might, but I'd play Boyd.
I think I'd play Jones, but I hear you.
Yeah, I think those two guys opportunities and pretty much even at that point.
Just based on what happened last week, I'll play Jones because he looked better.
Yeah, don't
pick
disagree.
2 wide receivers and a flex, half peeper. Antonio Brown, Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Boyd, Brian Edwards, Devontae Parker, James Robinson, Mel Gordon, Naheem Hines. This is actually tough because I want to play AB. I want to play Allen Robinson. I want to play Deontay Johnson. That's 3 right there. I also might play James Robinson and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
So that's 5.
And dude, Naheem Hines, if it's a it's a half-point
PPR.
PPR.
Yeah.
Really like him too, honestly. With wide receivers down, I think Hines is going to be important to that passing game. But I agree. It's Brown, Robinson, and Johnson.
I think I'd play the wide receivers.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is. All right, now you can go back over to booty shorts.
All right, let me get back there. All right, booty shorts. Second flex spot in the Dynasty half-point PPR. Help me avert disaster. Well, I don't know about that. Haven't seen the rest of your team. Zach Moss at Miami, KJ Osborne at Arizona, Quez Watkins at Frisco, Josh Palmer at Dallas.
Oof.
Ooh. Well,
That's what we call a fat stack of mediocrity.
and it's week 2. Jeez.
It's a dynasty, though. I get it.
Yeah.
Moss.
Yeah. And Oz, actually, it's not close.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I love Quez. He
too.
had 2 catches on audibles last week.
Right.
It was
and they were the first 2 plays of the game.
right for the Eagles. Yeah, and he, I don't know what his snap share was, but he just basically wasn't there. Now that's not going to mean to say that they're not going to chuck it deep to him this week. Who knows?
Right.
But you can't count on that, and he
Right.
may be big play dependent. And if that's the case, he's not really going to be playable.
Correct.
As Eagles fans, we'll cheer the bejesus out of him, but you're never going to throw him in without
Not for a while.
And I think Palmer is in that same category of he's not going to be trustworthy enough this year to play, unless he really breaks out, and I don't see that yet.
Yep.
So yeah, it's Moss. Osborne could be something, and I don't really feel comfortable about playing a Buffalo running back, honestly.
Yeah.
But like you said, fat stack of mediocrity. You got to play the fly sitting on top of it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Lollygager says 2 flex spots and 4 players help. Eli Mitchell, Miles Sanders, Debo, and DJ Moore.
It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's not Eli Mitchell.
No, it's Sanders and Samuel.
It's Sanders and Samuel. I love DJ Moore.
Me too. But I've been waiting for that dude to break out for like 5 years. And he has a game here and there.
Well, he was a top 25 fantasy wide receiver last year. I think he was like number 21 or something like
It's
that.
not high enough.
Right. But he's not going to give you a game like Debo did.
Right.
Number one, this is not the way the offense works there.
Right.
Because there's one player that ball goes to most of the time, and his name rhymes with Fliston McFlafferty. Anyway, so yeah, I'm playing Sanders and Samuel.
I don't disagree. All right, we got a couple more in the chat here, and then we'll be out.
Did
Devonta Smith or Devin Singletary? Mad for Days says that's Devonta Smith.
it is?
Not TCD712 says pick 2. Allen Robinson, Elijah Mitchell, Robbie Anderson, or Mike Williams. Robinson and Mike Williams for me. Eli or Robbie?
No.
And Williamson says, yo, guys, great to see you back. Great to see you, too.
Great to be seen back.
Could do with some help as I've got Tannehill and don't feel good about it. It was one game. Everybody calm down.
It was on the road. Or were they in Pittsburgh? I think they were in Pittsburgh.
I don't remember.
Heinz Field.
But either way, it was one game.
It was one game against a defense that they did not match up well with.
It's one game. Anyway, don't feel good about it. Options on the wire are Burrow, Teddy Two Gloves, Tyrod, Big Ben, Carr, and a whole load worse. And Danny Dimes with 29 fantasy football points. Thanks, lads.
Let's not put a gold jacket on Dimes quite yet.
Yeah. From a fantasy perspective, if Dimes is going to have games like this, like I said in the beginning of the show, he's not a horrible stash. That being said, if you were going to pick him up, and let's say Tannehill was down, right? Let's take him out of the conversation. Let's say that you have Danny Dimes. Do you feel good about starting him next week? No.
You don't.
No.
So read the list again, and we'll see who we would feel good about playing.
Burrow, Teddy Two Gloves, Tyrod, Big Ben, and Carr. Pretty much any of the first 3 are fine. I would pick Burrow because he's young, up and coming talent, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'd pick Gloves because he's a veteran.
That's fine,
further
too.
along.
But you already have Tannehill. Like, I'm going to roll the dice on the high guy. I think Tannehill's going to be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
And I'd be surprised if he's not around where he was last year in terms of fantasy. I would. But either way, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. I don't see how he's not.
The reason you should not be concerned about him is if you have Derrick Henry, are you concerned about him?
Right.
You're not concerned. I wouldn't be concerned about Tannehill either. They
Nah,
just ran into a buzzsaw.
If Tannehill drops an egg and the Titans' offense is terrible again this week, yeah, we can start getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
Then
you can make some adjustments.
Right. One more, Kevin. Mike Williams or Jarvis Landry?
PPR?
Does not say.
If it's PPR, it's Laundry. If it's not, if it's a flex, then Williams again. But
Right.
he's not really trustworthy. He's not really
He's
consistent.
not. If it's a PPR, it's Landry. If not, it's Mike Williams.
But it's new offense there for the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles.
It is.
And Herbert's just amazing.
He really is good, man.
So
He picked up right where he left off.
But the thing about it is Williams is clearly the number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is amazing.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Mecole Hardman?
No.
Yeah. So it's weird. Yeah. But Williams we've seen do well. If he can do well consistently, then he's an every week play.
For sure.
But he hasn't shown that yet, so it's a dice roll.
Yep.
Which is why you asked us.
All right, those are all of the questions, you guys.
So that means
I love you all, and I mean it.
that means we get to proceed with our Saturdays. You're going to a taco fest.
No, it's not today.
No, I thought you said it was today.
it's next weekend. I am really excited about it, though.
I'm thinking I need to get tickets.
I mean, you might be able to. Let me look it up.
We could all ride up together.
Yeah,
Mayor could be the designated
a
driver.
bunch of Jess's friends are going to be there.
So you
too.
absolutely want me along.
I would love if you were there. Let's see. Delaware Taco Festival, September 25th. Yeah.
You get tickets?
I'm guessing. I'm going to send it to you.
All right.
Yeah, it's $12.99 to get in.
So you know the funny thing about Lyle and
You
me?
get your first drink free.
That's
beer,
a margarita.
It's beer, margarita, water, or soda. Access to cash margarita and full bar, blah, blah, blah. Entrance to festival. I think you get some tacos, too. Oh, no. We bought the other one. Everything included. You get 5 taco vouchers, 5 drink vouchers. I think that's the one we got.
And how much is that?
$54.99.
Per?
Yeah.
Funny thing about Lyle and I is we have mad fun when we're together. We really don't hang out much.
We don't. We
Outside-
really don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to have you along, man.
Yeah, we used to hang out, but, you know,
We did.
we just don't anymore. We should.
Yeah.
Get the wives together. You saying you don't want to hang out with Mayor?
No, I'd love to hang out with Mary.
So you're saying you don't want... What are you saying? Show the camera your shirt, bro. You can't handle the beard.
Can't handle the beard.
What are you going to do with that when you finally shave it?
I just wear it anyway.
Yeah. You'll have something going on the chin. All right,
She must be listening. We got the regular tickets. She must be listening to the show. Jess just texted me. Uh-oh.
Love you, Jess. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see you next
We got
Saturday.
the regular ones. 1 drink, 1 taco. Well, now I'm disappointed. I thought I had like 5 taco vouchers.
So I'm going to have to come over the top now and get the big boy.
Are you getting the VIP?
I don't know, maybe.
Now I'm disappointed.
You might need to upgrade, Jess.
Oh, well. Whatever. I'll get as many tacos as I want. At first, I thought it was like 12 tacos. And she shot
That's
me.
what you told me.
That's what I thought it was, but it's not.
Well, the thing is you make a fine living and you can afford to buy tacos.
Yeah, but if I have to buy tacos versus free tacos, I mean, what are you going with?
Well, obviously I'm
Go
going to
with
go
the
for
free
paying for the
taco.
tacos. These people are trying to make a living, Lyle.
I mean, the ticket's $55.
Now, is it a full-size taco? Are we
I
talking
think
like
it's a bunch of different vendors.
we talking like little mini tacos that are like
I
2
don't
bites?
know. I think it's a bunch of different vendors, and you have like a plethora. There's like 20 or something, 24 vendors.
Were you about to say plethora?
Plethora, yeah.
A cornucopia?
A
if you will?
veritable cornucopia.
Yeah.
25 plus taco and food vendors.
Nice.
Live bands, tequila sampling expo, hot chili pepper and taco eating contest, carnival games, giant nacho bar and a churro station, a misted VIP party tent, axe throwing.
Wait a minute. If you pay for the VIP tickets, do you get to go into the misted tent?
I don't know, but that's the VIP party tent. You're going to be like, I'm going to leave you peasants over here. I'm going into the party tent.
Hells yeah. Where it's misted? And it's out of the sun and I can eat
It's
my
right,
tacos
it's right at the
in
riverfront,
peace?
too. It's not even far. It's not like we
like
have to go to Philly or anything. Dude, I'm so excited about it. Like, I might not eat dinner Friday night.
Just
like,
to
go
keep
in.
the leg room.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is exciting.
Over 75 varieties of tacos will be available, just $3 each.
I have $3.
It's time for taco heaven.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm going to have to look into this.
This is how you know you're getting old, is you get excited about food.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
So I saw a thing the other day. It says how to fall asleep in a chair in your living room. Number 1, be old. Number 2, sit in a chair. And, my whole thing is I didn't even need number 1. I've always just been able to be
Just
2
fall
minutes
asleep
away
in a
from a
chair.
nap.
You know what's messed up is I have a hard time going to the movies now. Because
I went to see Shang-Chi yesterday.
Oh,
last
did you?
night. Took
Yeah.
the boys.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there So this is like the fourth time Jamie's been in a theater for this movie, right?
Right.
So there's a scene in there where
Is it
they're
good?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a scene in there where they're outside of a hotel, or whatever, and there's a battle scene. I look over, Jamie's out, so he slept for like an hour of this movie. I was like, I paid $13 so this fool could take a nap. But anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm struggling. It's like, because there's, exposition scenes where they're chit-chatting.
They made the chairs too comfortable.
They did. You're kicked back,
You eat a full belly of garbage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're sitting in there, a dark theater. The temperature's just right.
Perfect.
What am I going to do?
So, yeah, I had a hard time, but I muscled through.
Did you?
Dude, I got to tell you, I may have mentioned this before, but there's an app that it's called Run P. And
you told me about that.
Yeah, so if you people listening haven't heard about this, so basically what it is it takes movies, and whoever runs this thing, they look through the movie and see where you can miss if you got to get up and take a squirt, right?
Right.
So then, while you're in there, you can read the synopsis of what you're missing.
That's fantastic.
While you're doing it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. So, it tells you once this person says this line, you got 3 minutes and 40 seconds to get back.
That's beautiful.
Dude.
What a great idea for an app.
And
It really
make a few
adds
dollars.
value to people's lives.
It does. Because for a guy
doing
who's
the Lord's work.
sitting there drinking a small soda at the movies, which is, 64 ounces at this point.
Right.
Plus, I'm an older guy, and, old guys need to go to the bathroom a lot. So, yeah, I have to get up in the middle of a movie. Before this app, I would just miss stuff. I'd come back and go, oh, dude, you missed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, let's Run P. And no, we're not paid. They're not paying for advertising.
All right.
So I've kicked the outro music back like 6 times.
I'm leaving.
All right, check you.
Have a day, ladies and
Good luck this weekend. Check out Robbie's DFS show. I actually put a bet on his recommended DraftKings
Did you?
list. Yeah.
Cool. We got to start running some DraftKings leagues, too. Somebody asked about that.
Yeah. We'll get Robbie to do it.
All right.
Because he's doing the DFS stuff. He should run it. And we have no affiliation for anybody, so we can also run Yahoo and
Yahoo and
FanDuel.
FanDuel, sure.
All right, we'll be back on Wednesday for the week 3. Listen to Robbie, listen to our shows.
Maybe.
Throw money at us, whatever you want to do.
I love you.
All
I mean it.
See ya. And that, kids, is how you do a 90-minute show of sorts.
Right.